Greetings, everybody. It's Brian from Brian's Table. I am back in the country of my birth. I am in lovely, lush, and green Trinidad and Tobago. And while I'm here on business, I am taking the opportunity to slot in a little video here of some of the food that I love to eat. And I'm with my friend Wesley today, and we are going on a food lime. Liming is a form of hanging out, and when you are doing a food lime, that is exactly what you're doing. You're hanging out and eating, and you're experiencing some of the delicious flavors of Trinidad and Tobago. Today we're going to be going and start here at a roti shop where they do a very special lobster roti, and then we're going to be going down back in the south of the country where we'll be exploring some of the seafood, street food that this country has to offer. One feature that you'll find in any cafe or roti shop is always going to be the sink. Because after you eat, you have to go and wash your hands. So I'm here with my friend Wesley Gibbings. Wesley, say hi to the crowd.
Hi Brian, hello everybody.
Excellent, and we are here going to enjoy a lobster roti. I grew up in the valley, and this is the Santa Cruz Valley. It is a lush area known for its agricultural produce as well as its foliage. It is still very green, but this is a lobster roti, and the lobster most way comes from the North Coast, right, Wesley?
Yes.
By the way, how do you find out about this place?
Well, it became the craze even before the lockdown period, but
Right.
even during the lockdown,
Right,
it was still possible to call ahead
right.
and get a lobster roti.
Right.
So it was one of the rare joys that people had around that time.
So lobster is usually not a filling for roti. So therefore they've differentiated themselves here. And one of the things when you're eating a roti, you have to be very careful about how you unwrap it, because what you try to do is to keep the roti intact as you eat it from one end to another. But let's give this roti a try.
Yep.
Okay? But first of all, when you see it, it's wrapped in a dalpuri, and it's Indian flatbread. Food came from the Indian ancestors.
Yes.
Most probably, would you say that it was because they decided they want to carry the food to the sugarcane fields?
Yeah, well that too, but I think that even within the dalpuri circle,
Right.
there are innovations in here that are pretty unique to Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, you don't get this anywhere else in the world.
Yes.
Right?
In quite the same way.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Roti cheers.
Yeah, man, roti.
Right. All right. They put a lot of coconut in it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's good.
very good.
It's slight pepper. But of course, the intensity of the pepper you can decide in advance.
When you get sliced pepper, you're basically gambling on where they put the pepper in the roti. Yeah?
Exactly.
Because all that sliced pepper could be in one location. But the flavor of this is tremendously exciting to me, because the lobster is coming through on the curry sauce.
Mm-hmm.
The coconutness of the curry sauce is usually a bit higher than other forms of roti I've experienced.
And what you find too is that the density, it's a very low density dough mix for the dalpuri.
Right.
So that you get the flavor. It does not disguise or mask the flavor in any way.
Yeah, many times they got roti in Trinidad. Plenty of the flatbread.
Yes.
Right? And this one, as you can see, has a nice ratio of roti to the filling.
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally, what they also do is, in addition to the protein and the flatbread, they always put potato and chickpeas. As we refer to it as here is aloo and chop.
It's also very drippy. So you need some roti eating skills as well. Brian isn't doing too bad at all.
Yeah. One of the arts of eating a roti is as you bite, you have to suck in some of the sauce. As you can see, I'm feeling a little bit here. It's tasty. I gotta say, this is a winner. I honestly,
Fantastic.
this is the first lobster roti I've had in my life, and it's delicious. Just wrapping up here, and I have to say, that was one fantastic roti. It had a perfect dal puri, which is the roti bread, to lobster and chana and aloo filling. Beautifully balanced. The highlight for me was there's a mango chutney in it, which had a lot of tamarind in it, which added a lot of vitality to the flavor. So if you come here to the Roti Café here in La Pastora, Cantaro in Santa Cruz, Trinidad, make sure you order that. Anyhow, we're going on to the next site here, but we're just awaiting getting a few more rotis because my sister, after she knew I was coming here, said that she'd want one herself, and Wesley's wife said, I want one too. So that good, and make sure that you always buy one extra because somebody else would want one as well. We're going on to the next place now, and well, let's see what Wesley has in store for me. Here to do the handover. Here you go.
Alright, thank you.
Lobster roti to my sister.
It's so good.
So how would you assess the lobster grease?
It's so good.
Okay,
Really tender and tasty.
Aren't you impressed with the amount of coconut in there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we were trying to figure out the whole coconut thing, but I get a dip in with the mango because the mango has a lot of tamarind in it.
Did you like a piece? It's
No,
so
no, no,
good.
I am stuffed because I had a wrap roti. You
With
see?
mango?
Yeah, you see what I mean.
Oh, right. I see.
Okay, give a dip and let me know what you think.
Mango goes with it. Really
It's
well.
wonderful, eh? And that tamarind there is lovely.
Is tamarind as well next to it?
Well, they actually put a bit of tamarind in the mango. It's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
We're now here at Branch and Sons, and actually Wesley, come here.
Yeah.
All right. We are here at Branch and Sons, and as you can see, they serve oyster seafood cocktails, and we are going to be enjoying some shrimp and maybe some conch here. So actually, Branch and Sons, it started further south there in Chaguanas,
It's your honors.
and so it was the father who started it.
Yeah, but and it started off from being fishing.
Right,
So the fish that you get here and the shrimp
right,
basically come from Branch,
right,
his operations on the high seas
right.
as a fisherman.
So he just said, I cut out the middleman.
Yes, and let me go.
And
Yeah.
do this thing. But the interesting thing was, until they started doing this, ceviche was never really a big thing in Trinidad.
No, not really. It was like a specialty item you'll find in some restaurants.
Right.
And invariably, the chefs would be South American,
Right.
Peruvian in particular, because you have Peru.
Yes.
It's the thing, but there were at least 2 Peruvian chefs
Right.
serving authentic ceviche
Right.
at some of the restaurants here.
Right.
So, but you always had a version of it
Right.
because
Well, so sauce is kind of like
yeah, it's the
it's
same
a
kind of-
pickling.
But in terms of the seafood thing, there's a young lady in San Fernando
Right.
who did her own version of, and so she would do the mix of the shrimp and the oysters
Right.
and the conch
Right.
with that kind of briny
Right.
ceviche type thing that's marinated as opposed to cooked, because
Right.
this is all raw.
So anyhow, we're going to dig into some of that now. He's done a lovely job of preparing a cup for us. And in Trinidad, you know, like, hold it up there to camera. Let's get a little look in there. You see? What it is, it comes in a seasoned sauce that uses a lot of the traditional Trinidadian herbs and spices. They use a lot of shadow benny. I put the name of the Vietnamese herb in the below, but really it's so flavorful. It's a flavor bomb. Anyhow, let's dig into some of this.
Carabini, lime, salt, and garlic, ketchup, and sugar. The Maggi sauce.
Okay, and what else you put in there? You have scorpion pepper.
Huh?
You use scorpion pepper too? That's the scorpion pepper.
This is it.
Okay,
This is the hot sauce.
right,
This is the normal sauce.
right. And the yellowish one here again?
This is lime sauce with
Lime
cucumber,
sauce.
lime,
Okay,
carabini, and garlic.
all right. So what do you use the lime sauce with?
Pardon me?
What do you use the lime sauce with?
They use it everything.
Okay,
Everything is good with it.
all right. So where do you get your conchs from? From where? St. Vincent? Okay, so they come from up the islands. And how about the shrimp? The shrimp come from the Gulf? Okay. Right. Yes, please. And your sauce is which one you're using for this?
Hot sauce, lime sauce, and normal sauce.
Okay. Yeah. They certainly don't scrimp on the shrimp.
Yeah.
Or shrimp on the shrimp.
More on the cool side, eh? Yeah, because they use scorpion pepper by the way.
Okay, very slight pepper for me too, huh? Thank you. So I managed to get a shot of lambi, which is conch, which you see, you know, anytime you go down to Key West or Florida, they talk about conch. In the Caribbean, we call it lambi. Or actually, do they call it lambi in?
Not in all. It maybe those are French origins.
Right.
So you'll find that in St. Lucia they call it lambi.
Right.
Some people call it lambi in St. Vincent, but it's more popularly conch.
Right.
In most of the southern Caribbean.
As you're saying, the shrimp comes from Trinidad in the waters here. I give that a try, and I'm going to give the conchs a try here. Let's take a look at this. And he said the conchs come from St. Vincent. So what? They don't raise conchs locally in Trinidad, do they?
No, but you get to be in Tobago.
All right, so conchs really need a fresher seawater
They do.
because a lot of Trinidad is in the Orinoco Delta, which affects the flavor of the seafood. And you said that up in the Bahamas, they have conchs too, but not as nicely flavored.
Yeah, well, they serve it raw.
Mm-hmm.
So they do the conch cocktail, the conch salad in Bahamas is raw conch.
Right.
So they take it out of the water, they dig the meat out and they slice it. Yummy stuff.
As with anything in Trinidad, there's always a good dose of bandanya or shadow benny, or it's what they call culantro. And it is the flavor of Trinidad. The sauce is incredible.
You can drink the sauce by itself.
Yeah. Having another shrimp here. That's really sweet shrimp here.
Nice.
You see, a lot of people have never experienced fresh shrimp like that. And shrimp that's just literally off the boat.
Yep.
He must have caught that this morning.
It's very possible.
No. Lovely. So I'm pleasantly sniffing from the lovely scorpion pepper sauce. And we are now wrapping up the lime. But, you know, I'd highly recommend, if ever you want to experience a little bit more beyond the doubles and the roti and all the heavily fried foods that you get here. Yes, I know the roti was a bit of a heavy carb loading, but there's a lot of very good fresh seafood to be enjoyed. It's an island republic here, and the food scene here, in some regards, is second to none in terms of my travels. And I know, Wesley, you have traveled as well. You still keep coming back to Trinidad, even though I've been to Singapore, Tokyo, love Paris, even parts of Italy. Trinidad is still unique, and the ability of this country to absorb flavors from so many parts of the world and make it their own is such an exciting thing that I hope that more of you make it down here. And if ever I'm down here, hit me up, and I'd love to share some of the experiences with you. If not, talk to this one. he may be having a second career as tour guide here. Okay, folks, go out there, taste the world.